first day. Incredible first day. Oh man, everything matters. All of that fucking shortcutting, that's in somebody else's program, not here. We got to slow down. All right, for the veterans, you guys have been here. You should know this. The younger guys, pay attention better. All right. Tomorrow, we'll go again at 10:30 because it'll give Jackie a little more time to get you guys in and get you treated. All right. If you guys can get in, be there waiting, and be ready to go. All right. Anything else, Greg? All right, let's go.
Come on, man. Hey, yo, like we said, hey, champions, pay attention to details, little things, all right? Come on, together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Study hall, guys. Get the study halls. An MC just like an English muffin. Don't worry about a thing because the poop is never bluffing. I catch headaches from the whack, so then I take a buffin' and I max.
Alright, Black Cajun Sports here with Kevin Baggett. Actually, the Black Cajun Sports local coach of the year last year had a good season till he shit the bed in that playoff game.
Hey, why don't you have an award? Where's my plaque? Where's my trophy? Something, man. God, dog. Come on.
But I see he's up and at it this year. Why you going so hard on them boys on September the 10th, man? I just watched the practice. That was pretty intense. When your first game? November?
Not till November 6th. But the expectations are great for us, and we want to get these guys out. Now, we've had this group for a while now, and we just want to make sure we get started, set the tone early, and let these guys know that we got people gunning for us. We got a tough schedule. We want to get out. We want to be ready to go. I want to make sure each and every player on this team is ready to go and understands what's in front of us here this year.
Well, I got 2 real topics I wanted to go over with you today. And the first one is Philadelphia basketball. When I look at your roster, I think more than any other school, period, not just in the region, anywhere, you seem to make a living recruiting the Catholic League, Philadelphia, Public League, and the suburbs surrounding Philadelphia, Delaware, and South Jersey. What is it? How have you had so much success with these kids where other schools that aren't generally in Philadelphia, you see them, they come and get the Philly kids, and then the Philly kids transfer back, or it doesn't work out or whatever. But they all seem to come up here and they graduate, and I know quite a few of them weren't Ivy League level students when they left high school, and they come up here, they have good careers on the court, and they matriculate and they get through Rider. What is it about what you're doing here that's being so well received by the Philadelphia basketball community?
Well, it started when I was an assistant here, when I went out and recruited the Mike Ringos, Junior Fortunat, Matt Griffin. Those guys came in and had success for us. I thought the coaches in Philadelphia were very receptive to Rider, knowing that the location was ideal, knowing that we're right outside the city, but yet it allows these young men to be able to get back home. We've just had a lot of success, and I like what the Philadelphia kids bring. And I know a lot of those kids at times want to get out of the city. It's ideal for us. Rider University is located in a great area where these kids can feel like they're getting out of the area, but yet still, if they want to get home or have a family emergency, they're able to get back home in time. And then just, from what we've had in our program, the guys, the success in allowing the Danny Stewarts and allowing, the coaches in Philadelphia to know that, hey, Rider's not a bad option, knowing that there's, any number of Division I conferences that play in this Northeast corridor. So for us to be able to have the success and continue to go back into the city is something that we want to continue to do. And my assistants have done a great job helping me to be able to land these kids as well. So, it's just, once you have success, you just want to continue to do what's working for you, and it's been working for us here at Rider.
Talk about a couple of your kids in particular. The Philly fans may not be aware that, they're going to be on the court for you this year. We have, number one, I think, Kemar Williams. I knew the kid in high school. I actually saw him playing for Rob. I got to know him a little bit. Did some work with him, actually. He went down to Florida, and he's already sat out, right?
He's on
the court this year.
Right.
What do you expect from Kemar this year?
A lot of excitement. There's a number of things he can do. He can spell Stevie at the point. He can play the 2 for us. He can defend. He can score. You give him an inch to get by you, he'll be able to get to the basket. If you don't pay attention to him, he's going to jump over you. He's going to dunk on you. But at the end of the day, he's still a pass-first point guard for us. Very smart. Defends well, a leader, he's going to bring a lot of things, intangibles that we need. And also, it just gives Stevie an opportunity at times to get off the ball. And the both of those guys playing together is going to be exciting. And at the end of the day, it's about the point guards. And, they're going to make me look good, which I appreciate. But I'm excited for Kamar because he can do a number of different things for us.
So your number one point guard is Mr. Jordan, right?
Correct.
And this is his third year. He's got to be either the best or the second best consensus point guard in this league. If he stays healthy, we're expecting, really big things from Stevie this year. How do you forecast his season?
Well, I talk about Stevie all the time because, one, he's the heart and soul of our program. He's the heart and soul of his basketball team. He's a leader. He's a great young man. He's really grown from the day from when he walked in till now, and really accepting, being a captain, being a leader. I think the next step for him is just being more consistent on the perimeter, shooting his jump shot, and he's doing that, and he's looking for a shot more. But yet, Stevie's his biggest thing for us is being able to get guys involved. And arguably, in my opinion, he's the best point guard in the league. I know some other people might think otherwise, but for me, the things that he can do for us, the way he sees the court, the way he gets other guys involved, the way that when you hear him talk on the court, those are the same things that we talk about as coaches, and that's a leader to me. Stevie's IQ is off the charts, and I just think you're going to see a more confident, a more experienced Stevie, understanding that, he feels slighted a little bit being second-team all-conference, and he wants to prove to people that he is a first-team all-conference player, but yet he understands that it's all about trying to win a championship and leading his team to winning a championship, and the things that he's gotten accomplished are secondary to him, and it's about the team first.
When you say he feels slighted within your league, I know there's a kid, where is he at? Canisius or somewhere, another really good point guard?
There's a kid at Iona.
Iona?
Right.
Getting a lot of attention.
Right.
Let's talk about play Stevie, Kamar. I would even say Jordan Allen, and Durham. When we talk about your guards in the local context, you got Colin, the local guy up at Nova. You got Fresh over at St. Joe's. You got Shiz at Temple.
Right.
You got Drexel, doesn't have a local kid right now, right? They got Kirk Lees out of Baltimore.
Right.
Tracy Carter's coming off, like Kamar had to sit out. How does your guys stack up against the Division I guys in the area, in the backcourt?
Well, I like our talent. I think anybody in this area, if they're looking at our program, I think these guys could play in a number of those programs that you just mentioned.
I agree.
And, I'm just happy to have them. However, they may have gotten here via transfer, or whether they were high school, they were incoming freshmen when they came in. I like our talent. I like the fact that we can go out. We feel like we can go out and compete against some of those schools that you mentioned. And I'm just excited about what we have in our program and what these guys mean to our program, and the success that we've had with those guys being in our program. Like I said, I think a number of our guys could play in those programs, but as a head coach here at Rider, I'm happy they're here.
Last question, and it's a broad question. How have all these reforms, all this stuff that they're talking about changing or rearranging the way you guys go about recruiting, how's that impacting you? How do you think it's a plus? Do you think it's a minus? What's your forecast over, say, the next 24 months when you have to get out here on the road? Do you have new compliance meetings? Do you have to get updated on all this stuff?
We do. Our compliance person, Greg Bush, has done a really good job bringing us up to date, educating us on it. I'm not a fan of all the rule changes. Anytime these rule changes occur, I think they only really occur to help out the high-level schools and impact those schools more than us, and we're never talked about it.
Give me an example of the way you think it's not to your benefit.
Well, I just think like some of these invitees where you got to invite these kids to the different tournaments, I think that benefits the high levels, because those are going to be the ones that get the invites, to where I don't want to have to call our league and other teams in our league to let them know who we're recruiting so they can get invited. I think that's one of the dumbest things that they've come up with, to be honest with you. And again, I just think all of these rules really make it easier for the high levels, the transfers. And if you thought 800, 900 kids on the transfer list was ridiculous, I think that's going to end up doubling, and you're looking at free agency. I just think that it's set up for us to struggle here at the mid-majors and the low majors, and I think you're going to watch a lot of kids transition in and out of programs, understanding that or thinking that the grass is greener on the other side when it's really not. And I think it's going to impact our program. I don't know how at this point. I know we do a good job, taking care of our guys, but yet on the same token, when they feel like they can leave after a semester and go transfer somewhere else, because coaches obviously now get head coaching jobs other places without having to, without any restrictions. I just think that we've set a bad precedent for these young men, and now they don't really even have to speak to us. They can go right to the compliance person,
put it in writing,
and put it in writing. In 48 hours, they're on the transfer list. Where we spent all this time developing these young men and mentoring them and helping them to get to where they need to get to in life, you would think, and then they can just all of a sudden just come in, and in 48 hours they're on someone else's.
That's a very interesting point you make, because I just spent an hour looking at you guys work out. If I were a high major guy, I get a job at, say, a struggling program like a Pittsburgh, where your roster is bare. It would be attractive to look at your roster and maybe send some smoke signals to the AAU guy and say, hey, if he would come over. So you really foresee that as a problem that's built into the way that these guys have set this thing up.
Oh, absolutely. Just think, how are they going to police this? How is the NCAA policing this, as you just said? And, it's happening now, and it's going to happen more. I just think that, how do we stop it as a mid-major when you got Pittsburgh? Let's just say these kids are going to go. Every kid wants to be or thought of as in a high major program. The way they travel, the way they eat, the stipends are different. All of those things that, that we try and get here, but obviously we're going to go fly commercial.
Just can't match it.
We just can't match it, and so, again, it's driven by football, it's driven by money, but yet it's driven at the top by the high-level schools.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time, and give me your opening game, first couple of games. When can people see this year's version of the Bronx?
Just up-tempo style team. The one key that you'll see a little better this year than you saw last year is obviously we can score the ball, but we need to defend better. And I think what you saw out here today is we set the tone defensively on what we want to get accomplished. And I'm going to hold these guys' feet to the fire every day, knowing that if we can defend better, we can take care of the ball a little better, we can make some more free throws, that I certainly think that given what we scored last year, that we can give ourselves a better chance to win this league.
All right. And who's the Super Bowl champion, Kevin?
Oh, man, I don't talk about that. All I know is we're 1-0 right now. And my quarterback, Cousins, yesterday.
Who is the Super Bowl champ? Who's the champion of the world in NFL football?
I'm going to say the Eagles are, but that'll be
short-lived.
Sir.
That's all
For
I
all
want.
you Eagle fans, I'm sorry. It's short-lived.
Appreciate you, boy.
This is how I spark it, put loot in my pocket. When it comes to having pleasure, I get hard as a rocket. MC Grand Pooh coming through all the residue. The songs are main classic dating back to the Babalu. My boys are calling my